Hello and welcome to this Digital Foundry PC time capsule video. Today covering true crime, New York City. This old PS2, Xbox, GameCube, and PC game, and I'm joined today by friend and colleague, John Linneman. How you doing there, John?
Pretty good, Alex. And yeah, so true crime is a series I don't have much experience with because I kind of always wrote it off as like, hey, this is just a GTA knockoff. But then we actually played it yesterday, and I was kind of floored. Like, this is good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's really well presented. It's technically impressive. In many ways, this is a step above what Rockstar was doing at the time, I would say. And yeah, hats off to these guys. But we're going to show some really cool stuff here. Probably more so on the PS2 side, given what that hardware is capable of, versus PC, where also the lights off in that house on PC for some reason.
Who even knows at this point? Yeah, that's the kind of the reasons why we're looking at this. This game came out in 2005, PlayStation, Xbox, and stuff like that, but was ported a little bit later in March 2006 to Windows PC. The game's made by Luxoflux, which does not exist anymore. They made this game and a couple others.
Yeah, Vigilante 8.
And this was ported by Aspyr, who still exists as a company and are now a part of Saber Interactive, huge Saber Interactive. And they kind of just port games all day. That's what they've been doing for eternity. Originally like Mac OS stuff, but then a handful of Windows ports here or there, and even PS2 stuff. But the reason why we're even looking at this at all today, and what you're seeing on screen right now, we'll talk about it all, but is because Silent, the maker of the ever, kind of famous Silent patches for older PC games, for a lot of famous games there, was looking at this game on Twitter, and he and I started talking about it. And let's just say that the PC port has some issues, which is why it makes this really fun for a DF Let's Play video. So we're getting into it right now. And I think one of the things that most impressed me right away, just in this opening cutscene, is how cinematically presented it is for the year 2005. Like, it looks shockingly good for the time.
But yeah, so it starts right here with it. I would almost describe this as a very Max Payne like introduction, like the vibe of this,
Very. So winter, New York City, the game. Obviously, New York City isn't the subtitle of the game, the title of the game. And, just like looking in this opening cutscene, there's tons of scattered geometry, particle effects going on that happened as a result of the cutscene.
Do you have these lights, these fake light shafts coming in the window here?
Kind of not really. I don't think so. So there's a lot of stuff missing on PC. I guess it's important to talk about what I'm playing on really quickly. I'm playing on a E6600, which sounds weird, but the game released right around the E6600's release time, so it's the dual-core Intel chip. And for the GPU, I was going to originally go for an NVIDIA one, but since I don't cover a lot of ATI chips on the channel usually, I wanted to go for ATI. And one of the only supported higher-end ATI chips that this game supports was the X800 XT. If you read the back of the cover, or as well as the game's README file, it says it doesn't support any of the 1000 series lines, so X1800, X1600, etc., which is really weird, to say the least. But there's reasons for that.
Look at these. Look at the lights up here and the way they blend differently.
Oh yeah, for me, like, you look at you. You've got like this bloomy, hazy look to things that I'm just not getting at all on PC already. Just looking at that. Like, what is that about? Why is it missing? Like, you would imagine that would be mostly the same.
I'm not sure what the difference is there that they're doing. And by the way, we don't have the other versions to look at, but I have looked at them closely already. The Xbox version basically looks like PS2, but it runs smoother. So that's a really good version. That's probably the best version. And then the GameCube version seems to be massively pared back and missing tons of effects and also runs poorly. It basically looks more like the PC version.
Yeah.
So something went wrong with that GameCube port.
Yeah, speaking of something went wrong, like I was saying earlier, I tried running this on even older hardware that's more like the Xbox, and it just like is so body horror creepy what happens. Like, characters are missing all of them. All of them are missing the right arm, and their left arm just like deforms into this weird mash of polygons, like serious The Thing vibes.
Oh my god, yeah.
Going on here. It's terrifying, and there's other obviously graphical mistakes as well too.
By the way, I love the fact that these doors are physicalized as like an object that actually moves with the character somewhat. Like, it's not perfect, but you know, there's a surprising amount of interactivity in this game, and things that kind of explode when you shoot it.
Yeah, like let's just take a look in this room. Yeah, like the bed breaks apart when you shoot it. This television probably does not. Oh, it does. It does too.
Like
Just
they really tried to put a lot of attention into like just creating a destructible, interactive kind of environment, and I think they did a great job with it. And by the way, I am running this in 480i mode, using the RetroTink to upscale. It does support 480p and widescreen on PS2, but I found that the 480p mode seems to reduce the color depth somewhat, so it's grainier, and it also seems to run slightly worse. So
that makes sense though. Like PS2.
All right,
and
let's jump out the window.
etc. Yeah. Okay. So we're out the window now.
We can go down this ladder, go deal with some enemies down here. Okay, so there's that dude hanging out. He's
that
still
dude
there.
Just chilling.
Look at the bloom on him though, again on his head.
See, like, yeah, like, okay, so maybe there is a bit of bloom on PC. It's hard to tell, but the thing is, there's like missing. I don't know. There's like a lot of missing post-processing on PC, but like if you actually run the game,
bloody footprints.
None of that. Just none.
Which is kind of a storytelling device, right? Like,
yeah,
it's just gone.
They just did not have that blend layer at all here. There's also a missing blend layer on this car that we can see soon enough. But let's kill.
Let's kill the dudes first, and then we'll come back and look at this.
Like, this seriously looks like straight out of Max Payne 1. Just a lot higher detailed. Like,
woo. Okay.
There's a lot to talk about with this PC port, to say the least. So like that, like you look up
so this
there.
Car.
Yeah, the car.
I think
John's got that really nice.
There we go. Take him out. Sorry.
It's all right.
So they got this fake specular layer on here.
None of that on PC.
And it's just missing on that version. Also, the reflections, by the way, they're there on PC as well, but they're really good, and that's something we'll see a lot of once we get out into the city. Is like they're doing this like planar reflections that are kind of like filtered in such a way that it's surprisingly effective.
Yeah, it makes everything look like glossy, and that's kind of I want to say it's pretty rare for the time. This is not using like stuff like normal maps. It doesn't appear to be, or anything like that, or bump mapping. So it's just like a nice fake trick there to, you know, give materials a lot of variation. You got your shinier ones that are a bit glossy, and then, oh my gosh. But like, you just look around the scene as well too. Like, there's missing haze effects towards the sky here. If you look at what is supposed to be the moon, I don't know if you can see that. Like, just all missing on PC. I'm running at 1024 by 768, which is a lot higher res than John's game.
Yeah.
But it looks weirdly sterile as a result of all the missing effects work,
also
post-processing, etc.
You get the blooming on the building over here as well.
None of that. Just none.
So the lighting just ends up looking really different.
Yeah. My camera also keeps resetting.
It does that on console as well. That's really annoying.
Yeah,
so
like,
the next thing we want to check out though.
Yeah, this is awesome.
So
the difference here is crazy.
Let's take this guy out. So why don't you run down there first? That's supposed to be water.
Yeah. Would you think this is water? I don't know. Maybe it just looks like brown gas on the ground. That's honestly what it looks like from my perspective.
So
but John,
it looks really glitchy over there, but on PS2 and Xbox, you get this.
Like, that's amazing looking.
Full geometric, like, kind of ripples.
Oh my god. Like, look at this. Like, on my end, there you can literally see the line of the geometry like loading in front of you. And then on your end, you've got like really incredible, I would almost call that like Xbox 360 era level of like kind of like processing the way it looks. It looks like something you'd see from that.
But see, that line you're seeing on PC makes me wonder if it's supposed to be there and it's just broken. Or like,
I would not doubt that. I would not doubt that.
This water is actually missing on GameCube as well, however. So
yeah,
but Xbox and PS2 both get it.
I wonder if this is for some reason more related to the GameCube port, even though I think it's handled by someone else.
It is.
But yeah, like I just find it nuts that you have that level of difference, and it's not like the PC was not capable of that or something at the time.
Obviously. I mean, this was after Half-Life 2 and Doom 3 and all that.
Yes, yeah. This
Right?
is 2006. Don't forget, like 2006 is 1 year before Crisis.
Yeah, exactly. So come on, this is just a bad PC port.
This is a very bad piece of port. There's so much more to talk about why it's bad too. We haven't talked about even some of the most egregious stuff yet. Okay, so let's move into the next room and try and trigger the next cutscene and kill some dudes. Okay, so let's kill the last dude here at the exact same time. So
Okay.
I'm gonna kill this one dude, and now tell me when you're ready to kill the last one.
Ready to kill him? Go.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Oh wait.
Oh, it's all right.
Well, the loading is different anyway, so.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's more or less lined up. That's not bad.
So
Okay, so while these cutscenes are playing out, let's talk a bit about kind of what the game's supposed to be like. The opening cutscene is completely linear, really cinematic, really incredible voice acting. Like, the game really focused on cinematics, and the voice acting was done by like Hollywood people, right, John?
Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne's in here. Mickey Rourke's in here. Who else is? It's a surprisingly impressive cast of characters they got going on. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's like mixed in really well too with like East Coast rap and stuff like that, hip hop.
Even
from the era.
Christopher Walken's in here as well.
Yeah, like wow. That was one of the things that first surprised me, because going back, like you look at GTA cutscenes in comparison, this felt like surprisingly polished for the time period, given the open world ambitions the game has.
I mean, you look at GTA San Andreas, right, which would have already been out at this point. That also had Hollywood talent behind it, but the actual cutscenes, like the character models, the animation work, it's not even remotely close to this.
No,
and
not really.
There is definitely other games on PS2 that were more visually impressive, cutscene wise, like Silent Hill, Metal Gear.
Yeah.
But those games are not giant open world cities. And that's what's surprising about this, that they're able to get this fidelity in a large open world game.
So yeah, and like we'll be getting into the open world 2 here very shortly when John and I load a save, but the game was trying to do something differently. In GTA, you play basically the like the bandits, the robbers, the bad guys, and that's kind of like the game's
I
edge.
like that description.
Yeah, like that
the bandits.
Yeah, like you're like the scoundrels, and in this game you play a cop, quote unquote, the good guy.
Yeah.
Obviously this game rides a fine line because it's very funny in the aspect of as it shows like crooked cops. Like you can choose to be a crooked cop in the game based upon your gameplay decisions, which is really, I think, kind of great. And that's what the game's kind of about. It's about you being a cop, which means instead of, robbing banks and da-da-da like you see in the GTA games, there's a weird emphasis on like rules of engagement in this game where you can arrest people, you can subdue people.
And then you can murder them.
And you can murder them. You can just straight up cop murder people in this game. And it's, I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
In the one training mission, you have to procure an automobile to chase down a criminal. And I tried to walk up to the car and open it like GTA, and it didn't work. And instead you pull out your pistol and do a firing shot in the air.
Yes.
Which causes them to freak out. And
I laughed so
hard.
I laughed so hard about like, I mean, I don't think this game is pulling any punches in how it feels about police, to say the least. I kind of want to show this area here after the cutscene show stops really quickly, just to show the weird shadows that are going on.
Well, there's obviously one benefit of the PC version. The loading times are much faster, but
for sure.
Okay, so I'm not seeing them here in this section. There's something there.
Yeah, so move forward a bit. I don't know, from my perspective right now, I'm further away from this weird punching bag that's on the, like the chevron thing there on the ground. And from this angle, honestly, when I look at that shadow thing behind it, it reminds me so much of SSAO.
I know what you mean.
The way it's like flickering when I move the camera. When I get closer to it, it disappears because like the angle is not opportune anymore for it to exist in screen space.
And we'll see this in the city. We'll see this in the city a lot.
It's
on both platforms.
It's so weird, but like my character Marcus here, I think that's his name, has a real-time shadow that is actually kind of cool. especially on
Also,
PS2, right?
exactly. If you look at his shirt, the texturing work that they've did there, to me, it looks like they're trying to simulate the look of a normal map.
Yep.
If there's like harsh shadow lines, it's not a normal map.
No.
But you could. I said this earlier. Basically, this is a game that looks like they're trying to simulate the look of an Xbox 360 game, but on older hardware.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel about it.
Because the PS2 does not support most of the effects or like visual techniques possible on Xbox 360. Right? It's much older hardware. So they've tried to find ways to mimic that, and it's really fascinating to see. I'm really surprised that they attempted this on this kind of hardware.
Yeah, it's super impressive on PS2 visually. PC is a whole nother story. But one thing I find really funny here, just to talk about other bizarre things the PC version does, you're normally controlling WASD with mouse, and that feels like a normal game. But then all of a sudden, when you get into Melee, they require you to lock on like this, and then they make you switch from your mouse over to the keyboard's numpad to start punching. It's like using the numpad. Kind of inspired, but also totally bat crazy. Like, it is not a very efficient control scheme, I think. Inspired, but that's not how I would do it.
Are they doing this, by the way? If you look at the light hanging out over these things, do they have the little like fake rays? It's like there's like a fake transparent textures used to kind of create that smoky light rays.
If it's there on PC, it's so faint that I can't really even
It's pretty subtle on PS2 as well, but you can definitely see it that it's there.
No, I don't really see it on PC. Like, those were missing earlier as well inside the apartment, so it's
very weird, the things that are missing. But how about we load out into the city, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
So we'll be back in a second.
Okay, we're back. We've loaded up a later save after the tutorial's done, and we're in the game's main precinct, where you kind of return in between missions and do stuff and, kit out your character and your cars. And one of the things that I thought was really cool here is, one, you change your character clothing, but two, the indoor scenes are like Max Payne 2 level of just detail. I don't know. I was actually kind of surprised for a PS2 game how detailed that indoor section is here.
Let's go over. Let's look around the office first here. So, they're trying to do sort of faking shadows on the desks and everything, and there's just a lot of incidental objects scattered around. It's a busy looking scene. Again, this is something you did not see in Grand Theft Auto. I feel like the interiors in that game were extremely simple. Now, to be fair, in this game, these interior sections are separate entities that load away from the outdoor map, which is fair, and I think that's the right call for this era. Trying to do it all as one continuous map probably doesn't work.
Yeah, continuous streaming games was like not even really common at all in that era.
I mean, they did exist. Yeah, let's go to the... Where can we change our clothes?
In the garage, I think
Let's
there's
try
a
the garage.
window. Yeah.
Also, I feel like the aspect ratio, maybe I have it wrong on the scaler, actually, because he looks a little bit like thick on my side. So you might have to adjust that in post.
So look at this. They have the mirror here. Check out the difference on PC. For you, it's completely like they don't have the filter going on there. Like,
it is filtered though. It's like slightly softer than. If you'll see it directly, but it's way different on PC. What the heck?
I don't know why.
Why would you do
that? So you can't see your character that well, I guess. I don't know. Let's go into. Do they not allow me to change my clothes?
Where? Wait.
What?
So they're like, there's no.
Okay,
at this stage in the game, they're like, nope.
You don't do that. None of that for you. Well, let's go back outside.
Yeah.
Never mind, people. Yeah, but when we get outside, let's talk about the review. I don't know. Mine's in German, by the way, and I can't turn off subtitles. I tried. Believe me, I tried so much. to turn off subtitles.
Prepare for frame rate death. It does get a little bit
choky. Speaking of frame rate death, like we just need to talk about PC. There's one thing we haven't talked about this entire time, and I hope everyone in the audience has seen it. The PC game, for reasons unknown, I'm at nighttime here. Nice. Time of day is random. PC game, nice. You are too. Sweet. Nice lineup. That was not expected. There's so many differences to already talk about. The PC game runs at 2 times the gameplay speed for reasons unknown. This is why we were going to originally talk about this game, but the game's kind of surprised us in its quality elsewhere. But yeah, so like my character running around, John's just like running in a circle, like really quickly.
Yeah,
like,
it's not.
Seriously,
it's
look at me. I'm like Dragon Ball Z here.
That is
like
not correct.
Naruto kind of running. The gun speed is 2 times as fast, so it like blurts out ammo really quickly. Oh my god, like the death animations the cutscenes run normally, but everything else is 2 times speed. And you would think it's because, the game's running at 60 FPS. It's just running too fast on PC. That's the problem. No, the game is not running at 60 FPS. It's running actually really poorly. It's running at 28 FPS. I've measured this using our tools.
That is super bizarre.
And it's not even like a good 28 FPS, if there is such a thing. It's like improper frame paced 28 FPS. So it's nuts, John. It's nuts. I have no idea what the people who made this game are thinking.
I don't get it. By the way, do you have the reflections in the cars like that?
Let me take a look at one right here. So there's the ones in the window, but not on the cars themselves. Whoa. Are you seriously getting the environment on the car?
Yeah.
Whoa. None of that on PC. Just the windshield a bit. But it like seems like
yeah, you can see the billboard there scrolling on there, see?
Yeah, no, none of that on PC. Whoa. That's great. The cars move so weird on PC. They're just like stopping and going so quickly. Yeah, like look at the there's like 6 fire engines here for reasons.
6 fire engines. That's really funny actually.
I'm just I don't know. Like even like this, look at the textures wrong here on PC. Turn around. Look at that.
Oh, this thing.
It's lit differently and it has the wrong texture.
That is wow, what the heck? That is not right.
No.
Also, what's up with the ground? Like it's supposed to be kind of like a well, I don't know. Maybe it is the same. Just, wow, what the heck?
No, it's different. It's for some reason different. It's missing a layer of stuff on the ground. I don't know, like.
Well, look at this little hot dog cart. That's funny.
Well, yeah, I like that. On yours, it just looks better. Like you have like your shadow's much more defined. The hot dog cart has a shadow underneath it as well too. It is casting a light that seems to, color it differently. I don't know. It's just like everything looks so much better on PS2. It's incredible how poorly this was ported.
I mean, yeah, you can tell that the original developer made the other versions, or at least Xbox and PS2, it seems.
Lux.
Whereas, this third party tackled the PC version and seemingly did a bad job. And here's these weird blobby shadows that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't understand how they work or why, but they're trying to do environment shadows on a PS2 game, which is just crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts that they even were attempting it.
And during daytime, buildings cast shadows, and those shadows move based on the position of the sun.
Oh,
which again is just, they don't disappear quite like this though. These more dynamic shadows are very weird. And
yeah,
it almost feels like you said, a bit of a screen space effect, but that it's also changing based on which light it's picking up, or which light is on screen.
It's something I don't think I've ever seen in a game before, but I don't play a lot of oddball games from this era usually, like the weird stuff, the really weird stuff. I consider this kind of weird. But it's just like, look at that guy's shadow. Just like it's kind of there on PC, but it's really glitchy and it goes in and out all the time. Like it may be there.
Should we get a car, set a point on the map, and then go there?
Yeah. Try and find a red car if you would. Or maybe black. It depends on just something that we can get the exact same car.
There's a red car here.
Okay, you're gonna shoot the gun to get in.
No, I think it's just gonna let me in.
Oh, look at yours. This is a nice red car. I'm gonna.
Oh, he's flicking me off.
Yeah. So like yours, you
Okay.
get those really cool. Where do you want to go?
Here, let me bring up the map here. Why don't we both
Yeah.
do that? Bring up the
Yeah.
city map. Let's go to Chinatown, and let's set the police booth. If you go down to Chinatown, there's a little see the yellow box. Hit that.
Yes.
Okay, squares to set waypoint.
Is
Yeah.
it
Okay.
Really? Okay.
Now
For
it's
me,
the black
space
waypoint.
bar.
Okay.
I think
And
I set a
then-
waypoint. Yep.
Yep.
There it is. Let's go there. Okay, I'm gonna start driving.
So I actually have preferred driving. I'll start in third person so you can see all the reflections and stuff on the cars.
Yeah, which are I only get them really well on the windows, but the car also now I'm seeing has some other ones as well here too. I'm really not sure what's going on. Like some stuff is working, some stuff really isn't. Like it should have similar reflections too, but they just look so vastly different.
So
going
I
down
actually like
Broadway.
driving like this, the
Whoops.
first person view, because it gives you a much better perspective on the city.
I think I
And
have to.
This feels really
Look at the
Yeah.
shadows moving in and out. What is going on with these shadows? They're just
I
like
don't know.
flipping. Oh gosh, that's
Another
incredible.
difference we can see right when we're driving is that on the console version, they use a depth of field in the background. So distant buildings, as they fade in, are slightly out of focus,
Yeah.
which is cool looking. It's a neat looking effect, but that seems to have been removed or not implemented on PC.
Yeah. Speaking of which, things like so you also have those cool planar reflections on the ground here. For me, they keep turning on and off as I'm driving.
That's
Like you can
extra
see them.
weird.
Like it's extra weird. I'm driving down Broadway. I don't know what street you're on.
I'm on 7th Avenue. Let me
Okay.
turn. Let me turn here.
I actually do kind of enjoy that they show the streets here to give you like a sense of like where you're going on the HUD.
Yeah,
It's actually not a bad
that is-
idea to post sign you. I think a lot of the stuff that this game does is really clever. Like that's what surprised me about it. I was just playing it and I was thinking, if this game released in a better state, because obviously it's absolutely broken on PC, I think. Like this is completely like, oh my god, it just feels awful to play. With the frame rate and the glitching out of everything. I'm gonna go down this street now. Oh, the sun's rising over here. That's kind of
Oh
cool
yeah,
looking.
it's whoa.
I think there's a lot going on here that if it came in a better technical package, it would be a much better game, and it would be, apparently this game tanked the series because they had plans for a sequel that were then shelved, and then a different developer took up the idea of this series of games, and that eventually turned into
Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs,
Which is awesome.
which is a good game, and I do see some of the slight inspiration in terms of like focus on melee combat and things like that this game has, even though it's obviously much more rudimentary here.
Okay, I have a problem. My hood popped up. So
Yeah, mine did too. I've been hitting stuff, and I just keep hitting civilians, and
there we go. Oh,
I'm getting there
no.
slowly.
Something happened.
Something happened.
Like the car kind of like had an
Flipped
issue.
over.
Okay, I'm back.
John's
good.
back. So like,
I had to go to full first person view to get rid of it because the car's so messed up.
oh, I'm gonna do the same here too. So full first person. Like,
Yeah,
con-
the frame rate's kind of rough out in the city. I think, based on what I've seen, if you really want to play this game, the version to get is on original Xbox.
Yes, that's what it seems.
which basically looks like this, but it does run smoother.
This is one of the things about a shame. Like, for one, the reason why Silent was looking at this game at all, it has all these issues, but also it shipped with like a version of, I don't know, it wasn't Secure ROM, it was something else that doesn't work under Windows 11 and 10, I believe.
Star Force,
One of those.
because Star
so
Force is a nightmare, dude. Like, screw Star Force. Whoa.
Like, I'm playing this game on real Windows XP and installing it from a DVD, and that's like one of the few ways to play it in general. And also the fact that if you're playing this PC game, which is usually how games are preserved best, like because they exist forever on PC, no one's going to get rid of that ever. The disc won't dissolve because it exists,
exactly.
you know, as a software.
Well, I mean, ISOs have been ripped of the console games, right? So
yeah, that's another good thing, thankfully. But the version is so poor that like there's literally no reason to play it in its current, with the way it exists. Silent's working on a patch right now for this that will. I'm getting closer. I think I'm getting closer to it. No, I'm not. Still not in Chinatown. Where that will fix a lot of the issues. Yeah, it's 40 kilometers, square kilometers apparently, which is nuts for a city of this time. It's huge. What is going on in the back? Look at what's going on in the background here. Wait a minute. What the heck is that?
Oh, the disappearing. That? Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, I was like, what is that? Yeah, it's just.
I found the spot where I was trying to go here.
See, like for you, like look, the building in the background's rendering correctly. It's not disappearing when you turn the camera. Yeah, my time of day is slightly different than yours. But like for me, like if you've been noticing when I'm driving, like the pedestrians are just disappearing out of existence constantly in front of the camera, and like buildings too, and like what is this? Oh my, it's raining. Oh wait, no, that's just the graphics looking bad. It looked like it was raining.
Wow.
And I've taken damage.
So this is just
this is the way it is.
It's so weird to see.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it looks like the sun is coming up now.
On your
end. Look how long those shadows are. What they're trying to do there.
It's
with that weird shadow technique. That's pretty cool.
It's so bizarre.
I just don't understand how this works, but like.
Yeah, and now move the camera around and see if it like turns back in and out.
Yeah. See.
And they're going in a different direction all of a sudden.
Look, yeah. When you turn the camera, they change direction.
I wonder what on earth it's actually doing.
So it does seem to rely on the existence of objects in the scene, right? So like if that object is out of
yeah.
If that car, no wait, there it's. So it's still projecting the shadow from the car, even if its car's not on the screen. But if the car is like not
there, I don't know. For me, I've got daytime shadows already showing up, and those work differently as we described earlier. Like for me, they actually have object permanence. Like I'm turning the camera around, the object is not disappearing, the shadow is not disappearing. They are very weird looking. Oh well, I just said that, and now look, it's happening here. What's going on?
They're weird. The shadows in this game. I would love to know more about
what they were trying
to do here.
Yeah. John, let's just try and beat up some people and show some cop stuff, and then we can start winding this down. Because cops, that's what cops do. They just kind of go places and beat up.
Flash the badge.
Yeah, I'm gonna flash the badge.
I'm gonna frisk this guy.
I'm gonna frisk this old lady. Oh, poor woman. She's just trying to go on her day.
It's raining now. That's cool.
Here I was just confused because I have to hit the plus button on the keypad to frisk her. Oh. Apparently I found drugs on her. Oh, no, wait. I'm planting drugs on the woman. This is incredible. And some guy's coming out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, John. Oh my gosh.
Everybody out.
Everybody's out. They saw me beating up and planting drugs on this old woman, and then all of a sudden just a gang. I have to bring out my gun. Sorry. Yeah. I'm going to shoot some warning shots in the air. Everybody, warning shots. Oh, they don't care about my warning shots. Oh, wait. Or do they? They're running away. Okay, I'm going to arrest this fool. Oh, you can take dudes hostage, too. This game is brutal, John. Brutal.
This is running very badly right now, but like the reflection stuff is cool.
I'm enjoying that I just caused this entire situation, yet the rules of engagement and law just allows me to arrest people and smash them. It's so terrible. Yes, this is real life right here. Kind of love this game already. Yeah, there's a precise aiming mode that John's using right now, which is kind of interesting actually. Because they teach you to shoot people in the legs and arms and use non-lethal hits. Oh, yeah. What does shooting cars do? Oh, it's actually breaking their tires. individual tires. You see that?
Oh.
Is yours moving in slow motion?
Yeah, when you bring out the aim, it just goes slow-mo initially.
Let me see if it does that even on PC.
But it's like a...
Oh, it is, but it's very weird. You have infinite ammo in this game, too, which I kind of like. Because, you know, like, if you're going around the open world, you don't want to be worrying about ammo.
Dang, this looks really good right here. Just with the clouds moving and the depth of field and the rain.
Yeah, it does. I think it actually looks incredible for a PS2 game. Like, I just wish the PC game looked anything similar. And here I'm just seeing this guy keeps backing up and just smashing into cars. Like, he's been doing it for like a couple minutes now. Oh, a cop is coming to arrest me. Look, he's shooting me. Oh my God, dare I be a really bad cop? Oh, I just shot a cop.
I just shot an ambulance driver.
Oh, and he disappeared. He went back to his home planet. Okay. There's a semi-invisible person here on the ground. I don't know what this is about. I don't know what that's about.
Out your car.
Yeah,
it's mine now.
I love how you can just like start shooting in the air as you're running. You can just shoot in the air and scare people and make them surrender to you. I think this game is genius in terms of they obviously what they wanted to do was make a cop simulator to a certain degree, but how do you translate that into a game? What do cops do? They arrest people, they shoot into the air. You know, like it's incredible.
It's really funny to see the way they sort of like implemented this stuff.
Oh, it's so great. I want to steal this taxi cab. I'm commandeering this vehicle, ma'am. I think that's
yeah, just joyriding. Out the way.
Yeah, like look at these physics. Like you just round into things, and they actually do fly around the car.
I mean, this is just the level of detail and what they're trying to do here for this era on hardware like this is pretty absurd. And
yeah,
even though it does not run that well, I wouldn't say it runs that much worse than like say GTA San Andreas.
No, not at all.
So, you know, it's a pretty impressive accomplishment, I think.
I'm super impressed by the game.
It looks better than Frame City Killer, which got canceled.
Yeah, right? This like you were described earlier, I would describe this as a game that wanted to be on Xbox 360 but wasn't.
Exactly. I'm actually a little surprised though that I guess they were working on it for a while, but this feels like this would have made a good 360 game early on in the life of 360, right? Like, I think the visuals are designed in a way where it would have looked totally fine on 360.
It would have scaled to that to a certain degree.
And it would have run well, HD, no problem, and it probably would have helped the series find more success.
I don't know if you can see this on your screen, John, but I'm getting some intense Z fighting on the ground here.
That is that's pretty intense, actually.
Oh my gosh. But you know, I think this is a good place to end the video. John and I have been having a lot of fun poking fun of this PC version, which, you know, this is awful. If this released today, I couldn't even review it. I would just pan it immediately. This is like ARC levels of bad on Switch. Even worse to a certain degree. But
by the way, real quick, I didn't notice. Look what they do with the rain. How they use like
the
textures on the ground
texture
to make it look like the wind is blowing the droplets as it hits the ground there.
Yeah,
that's
and
really
look
cool.
here, John. They're kind of doing that on the grass too. Yeah. Okay, John, I'm so grateful that you joined for this video. I had a lot of fun talking about this game.
Yeah, we're just laughing, having a good time.
Yeah.
Not serious technical analysis.
Yeah, definitely not at all. I hope everyone in the audience enjoyed this look back at the terrible PC version here and the surprisingly awesome PS2 version of this game. Definitely try and check this out if you can. It seems like a hidden gem is how I would describe it.
Yeah, it seems to have its followers though, so they'll probably think we're crazy for not having played it. But
yes,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just not that cool. But if you did like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're already a subscriber, hit that little bell in the corner to be informed as soon as Digital Foundry posts a video. If you want to talk to John or me about this game and all the fun we've been having with it, write a comment below or follow us on Twitter. And as always, this is Alex saying Auf Wiedersehen und
True crime.
Hey, Terry! ¿Que no te gusta la comida de mi mujer?
Para decirte la verdad, Manny. No, but we'll talk later. All right, kid, let's cruise.